The Lotland Vistaya once lived on the ancient, mystical borders of Ionia's deep forests, on the eastern island of Kylene. It was a place where magic was breathed like air, and time had little meaning. To these chimeric creatures, the land of mortals were an unforgiving desert, virtually devoid of magic. And over the centuries, that desert only grew, encroaching on the Visaya's territories. Rakan was born into a tribe in decline, yet he never gave up hope. Like his brethren, Rakan watched as human settlements continued to expand, damming the flow of Ionia's wild, chaotic magic for their own safety. Many tribes sent emissaries to negotiate with them, securing treaties to protect the mystical energy the Visaya needed to thrive. Yet, over and over again, these promises were broken. Disillusioned, most Visaya became increasingly isolationist as they clung into their remaining lands. But young Rakan advocated a different path. The battle dancer believed that mortals could be convinced to let wild magic run free if they could only appreciate its beauty, and he boasted that he was the one to make them see it. For this, he was labeled Mutako, distrusted as a human sympathizer and collaborator. Rakan left the Lotland tribe, determined to spread his song of his people across Ionia. He was entertaining rogue, a welcoming performer at any tavern or village carnival. But over the years he realized that was all he was to mortals. No matter how many dances and songs he performed, no matter how much he enthralled the crowds, he merely provided diversion to drunken revelers. Rakan grew restless, finding himself without purpose, until he had a chance encounter with Zaya, a fellow Lotlan, at the harvest festival in Vlangchol. Seeing her in the crowd, Rakan sang one of his old songs, entrancing the entire town with his gleaming plumage. Though countless human and Visayan women had fallen for him in the past, this violet raven seemed immune to his charms, though not uninterested. How could she see him and yet choose to not follow him? It was a puzzle with no easy answer. Intrigued, the battle dancer approached Zaya and asked after the welfare of their tribe. When she told him that the Lotlan had lost the last of their lands, Rakan howled with rage. This finally seemed to impress Zaya, and she assured him that there was still hope. She was part of something greater, a rebellion of sorts to take back what the Visaya had lost. Not just for the Lotlan, but for all tribes. Rakan was thunder-shocked. Here was a chance for him to redeem his people, a cause he was willing to die for. He implored Zaya to let him accompany her, and she agreed, as long as he carried his own weight. And, as Zaya would soon learn, Rakan's dances were as impressive in battle as they were on stage. He called himself the greatest battle dancer in Lotlan history, a boast that none could refute. His grand entrances and dazzling acrobatics distracted and befuddled enemies before Zaya felled them with her razor-sharp quills. In any dangerous situation, they fought together with uncanny harmony. During their travels, Rakan became fascinated by how Zaya interacted with the world. She seemed always prepared, aloof, and focused, whereas he was absent-minded, affable, and lacking seriousness. Although Rakan would often forget her carefully laid plans, he made up for it with his ability to read the emotions of others, using charisma and insight to persuade them. The two Visaya were so different, and yet they achieved great feats, each one's strength completing the other's weakness. Soon enough, Rakan couldn't imagine life without Zaya, and it was clear that she felt the same with him. The pair pledged themselves to each other in the midst of a tavern brawl. Yet they did not see eye to eye in all things. Where she viewed the world as black and white, with mortals always the enemy, he had more compassion and believed some of them were redeemable. Despite this difference, Rakan was certain that his and Zaya's love for each other would bear them through the storms that lay ahead. Through Zaya, Rakan has found purpose. Inspired by his partner's singular drive, Rakan has made her crusade his own, and together they will fight to reclaim the first lands for the Vastaya. Hiya, Saki here. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that I was able to bring you some happiness, peace, and comfort. If you want to support me on Twitch, feel free to. I stream about every day. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would make me really happy. You can also find me on Patreon, Discord, or Twitter. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for me. I really, really appreciate it. Now, take care. Mwah.